You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI Mo Kelly live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And you probably heard Mark Ronner report earlier that Ippei Mizuhara, the former interpreter for Shohei Ohtani, well, he was supposed to surrender to federal agents today and then be taken to federal prison, but there was a delay. And you may remember from the story that Mizuhara was found guilty. Actually, he pleaded guilty in an illegal gambling case where he stole millions of dollars from Shohei Ohtani. He was sentenced to 4 years and 9 months in prison and ordered to pay $18 million in restitution. And this is a perfect example because we know the generalities of the story. But this is a perfect example of the inherent inequities of the justice system. Now, I can show you people who've stolen $17,000 and they'll get 30 years in prison, in state prison. And then you have someone here who steals $17 million and he won't even get 5 years in prison. There's something wrong with that. But that's another discussion for another day. Federal prosecutors claim that Mizuhara lost substantial amounts of money after placing bets through an illegal sports bookie back in September of 2021. And Ohtani's primary translator back then started wiring money from Ohtani's checking account in November of 2021 and continued the unauthorized transfers until January 2024. Investigators said he stole about $17 million. For me, there will always be one question, one simple question, and that is, how is it Mizuhara, who was only an interpreter, he was not his financier, he was not his manager, he was not anyone who's considered his accountant, how he had access to Ohtani's money of that great sum over the years, up to $17 million. Was he a signature on his account? We never heard about that. We never heard how he was actually able to move money from account to account or move it to a place that Mizuhara had actual control over it and can then use it for betting on sports in an illicit and illegal manner. You know, was he using cash? How is he paying off these debts, if at all? How is he funding these bets? We never heard how he was able to do it only as an interpreter. If you told me that he was his accountant, then I'd be more inclined to believe it. If you told me that he was somehow his money manager, then I'd be more inclined to believe it, that Ohtani did not know. And I know I'm at the border of conspiracy theory. I'm saying I don't understand how it was possible. And all the stories that I've seen, it just said that Mizuhara stole the money from Ohtani. Well, how did he manage to steal it? There has to be some paper trail, right? There has to be some way that you can tell me that Mizuhara actually moved the money without Ohtani's knowledge or without his assistance, more expressly. But it'll just be another one of those unsolved mysteries that will be up there with Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster. We'll just never know. But I do know this, and this goes back to thinking like a criminal that Mark and I had talked about. I do know this. If I were ever to steal an amount of money, I am sure that I would go the federal route and make sure I commit a federal crime and not a state crime, just for the sentencing as it is. And also this, if you steal $17 million, and obviously you've lost that money because you were making these bets and obviously losing them most of the time, or at least according to what we've been told, how are you supposed to pay $18 million in restitution? How is that even possible? What are you supposed to do to work that money off? Where are you supposed to get that money from? Because clearly, if he had it, he would have given it back. And he's not going to be making any money in prison with the exception of, I don't know, making license plates or something. How is it? I mean, Mark, you may know this because you worked the crime beat. How is someone supposed to pay that level of restitution?
It's never going to happen. That's the short answer. I don't know what you think the average annual income of a prison worker is.
$4 a year?
It ain't high. It's not in the millions.
Yeah, but I'm saying but obviously that's a part of the sentence. And if you don't pay it, is there no penalty? There's no interest. There's no violation of parole.
Well, you're under the thumb of the Justice Department for the rest of your life, the prison system.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. But they also said that they will be deporting him at the end of his sentence.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yes. They're going to be deporting Mizuhara.
That's a thing now. That's the new trend.
Yeah. They're going to send him back to Japan. And I'm thinking, does that mean that he's off the hook? It's not like it's going to be extradition because they're deporting him. They're putting him out of the country.
Well, you have to bear in mind that some sentences are for symbolic value, or like when they give somebody multiple life sentences, or 100 years in prison or something like that. It's to make a point. You do not steal from rich people in the United States. Do you understand that, Mo?
Yeah, but it seems like they're sending a mixed message. If you don't steal from rich people in the United States, the penalty, as far as the prison term, I'm thinking would be longer than 4 years and 9 months.
Oh, at least he didn't set a Tesla on fire.
Oh, that's a bridge too far. That's domestic terrorism. But, when it all is said and done, Mizuhara, I think, got off easy from what we know. 4 years and 9 months. And honestly, if I were in the same position, not that I would recommend stealing 17 million. I'm saying, but if I were, for whatever reasons, I would just go ahead and turn myself in early. I don't understand what the delay is for. It's like, look, take me now. Let me start the sentence. Let's get this clock going. Because it's already been, 4 or 5 months at least that they were waiting for him to actually report to prison. And even now they've had another delay.
I feel like there's a lot we don't know that maybe we'll find out.
No, there clearly is a lot that we don't know. I just don't know why all the secrecy for something that should already been put to bed. As far as the sentence, the date he was supposed to appear to be taken into custody, and that's been further delayed. I don't know what else could be adjudicated at this point.
Yeah, maybe he's got some sort of Matt Murdock type lawyer who made a deal with him at the last minute.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to delay anything. It's like, okay, I got 4 years and 9 months. Let's not delay a month. Let me just go ahead and start now. Take me to Club Fed now. Start the timer. Let's get this thing going, because the sooner we start, the sooner we finish.
Did the story that you read specify what kind of joint he's getting sent to?
No, it does not say.
Okay.
No. Maybe they're still trying to negotiate that. But I don't know what leverage Mizuhara would have to justify getting an easier Club Fed location.
I'm thinking zero.
It's later with Mo Kelly. KFI AM 640. We are live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Also, just got to let you know, in other Dodger news, it's time for World Champion Dodger Baseball. This Thursday, the Dodgers take on the Detroit Tigers for opening day at Dodger Stadium. First pitch at 4:10 p.m. You can listen to every game on the iHeartRadio app, keyword AM 570 LA Sports. The new Hollywood Pantasia season is a home run. Get a 7-show package at BroadwayInHollywood.com.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Let's talk about some of the best neighborhoods to live in the United States. And this was brought to us by Niche, a research and ranking platform. It releases a report every year that weighs data from the Census Bureau, FBI, NOAA, the Niche Local Survey, and other sources to rank more than 12,000 communities across the country. And in the top 50, there are not a lot of neighborhoods from California, as you might imagine. In fact, at number 37 is Mid-City. And they were number 22 last year, so they're working their way down the list. And that's about it. So let's go into the top 10 neighborhoods in America, according to Niche. Coming in at number 10. Johns Creek, which is in Fulton County, Atlanta area of Georgia. Coming in at number 9. Madison, which is a part of Madison County in the Huntsville area. Number 8. Midtown neighborhood in Fulton County, also in the Atlanta area. And these are the best neighborhoods in America, according to Niche. I've visited these places. I think I've probably driven through them, but they weren't memorable to me. Coming in at number 7, this is just for you, Mark Ronner. Are you familiar with Carmel?
Somewhat. Yeah. Isn't that where Clint Eastwood used to be mayor?
Hamilton County in Indianapolis area.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This list is garbage.
Okay.
What are the criteria?
Look, it just compiled data from FBI, Census Bureau, NOAA, and other sources to rank them. No
place in Indiana is going to be on any best neighborhood list. This is insane.
Okay. All right. Number 6. Also for you, Mark. South Lake Union in King County.
That's a fun area. It's a cool area.
Seattle, for those who don't know.
It's right smack in the middle of Seattle, and it's not overly, Muskified or Bezosified quite yet, but I haven't been there in a few years, so it may be like that's the area when I was coming to work in the morning at the Seattle Times, I'd still see the hookers walking home around 8 a.m.
Oh, okay.
I mean, what more could you ask for?
Discounts?
Keep going, please. Move along.
Thank you very much. It's good to be back. Number 5. City Center in Santa Monica. This is California's only real entrant in the top 10. I'll tell you that right now. And it was number 404 last year. No exaggeration. So it's jumped up a good 399 spots.
What are they doing?
I don't know. Maybe more hookers. I don't know.
Free refills. I mean, not with never mind.
Buy one, get one free?
Okay.
Number 4. Harbor Island in Hillsborough County. This is the Tampa area in Florida.
Nothing in Florida. No way. This list is not legit.
Number 3 of the best neighborhoods in America, according to Niche, who I've never heard of. Chesterbrook neighborhood in Chester County, Philadelphia.
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I have no reference point.
But you played Mr. Rogers. That's got to be near, Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
By the way, some trivia about Mr. Rogers.
Fred.
George Romero, the Night of the Living Dead zombie guy, he and his crew were all employees on the Mr. Rogers show.
I did not know that. I didn't know that Mr. Rogers had a horror tie-in.
That's the pedigree for you.
I'll leave that alone.
Thank you.
And coming in at number 2 of the best neighborhoods in America. Atlantic Station, which is in Fulton County in the Atlanta area. I didn't know there were such great neighborhoods in the Atlanta area.
Yeah, the books are cooked on this.
Yeah.
We've both been to Atlanta.
Yes, we have.
This is not plausible.
I mean, there's a nice neighborhood here or there like Buckhead, but I would not say Atlanta proper or even in the cities or, municipalities right around Atlanta.
I want a forensic audit of everyone involved in this list.
I don't think you want that because it will turn up what you think it will turn up.
Yeah, this is crooked.
Coming in at number 1, the number 1 neighborhood in all of America, according to Niche. Colonial Village, which is in Arlington County, is right on the border of Washington, D.C. and Arlington, Virginia. I think that there are better neighborhoods in Washington, D.C. than Colonial Village, but hey, whatever. This list is trash anyhow, so it might as well be trash at number 1.
Yeah, I think most of the list is like the highest number of people who think pro wrestling is real. What is this?
It's true. It's true. Notable numbers on this list. I'm trying to think of anything that I even recognize. Now, there's 48. Coming in number 48 is University South, which is in Santa Clara County, San Francisco area. I call BS on that. And that's about it from California. There's the Ho-Ho-Coos in Bergen County, New York City area. Never heard of Ho-Ho-Coos.
How do you spell that?
H-O.
Yeah. Apostrophe. Yeah.
H-O-H-O-K-U-S.
That's a made up name.
Look, all I can tell you is that's what it says. Mount Pleasant comes in at number 30. That's in D.C. Yes, that is a very nice neighborhood. I will vouch for that one. Brentwood, not the one in L.A., in St. Louis, comes in at number 27.
Okay. Missouri.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Innsbruck, as in like Richmond?
No, just the one in Austria.
Yeah. There's Cambridgeport coming in at number 22 in the Boston area. Maybe. Possibly. Most of these places I've never heard of. Maybe that's why they keep everyone out. Yeah, they're just random places that no one's ever heard of. There you go. The top 50 places, best neighborhoods to live in America, according to Niche, who we've never heard of.
I think we just debunked it.
Let's all move to Ho-Ho-Coos.
That's not
Let's look it up real quick before we go to break.
That's not a town name. It's an insult you hurl at somebody on the street. You're a Ho-Ho-Coos.
It's a borough in New Jersey, it says.
All right.
It's a premier town in New Jersey. Was among the first municipalities in New Jersey to deliver a fully compliant water delivery system. That's its claim to fame. It has a population of 4,258. And that's it.
Yeah, because what I thought of when you were about to say the name, I thought Hoboken, New Jersey.
Maybe.
But
maybe.
I don't know. That's like a town, like a spinoff from that.
It's 20 miles from New York City in New Jersey's 5th congressional district. So it's New York adjacent. It's rich in history. Its name derived from its proud Native American origins. The indigenous people who inhabited the land that became Ho-Ho-Coos were the Okay, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that because I'll just offend someone.
Get Tuwala to pronounce it.
No. He's worse than me.
That's why I asked.
So there you go. Originally, Ho-Ho-Coos was part of East Jersey. In 1684, the colony split into two provinces, East and West. In 1682, East Jersey divided into 4 counties, Bergen, Essex, Middlesex, and Monmouth.
I think Ho-Ho-Coos is one of those new words you're not going to be allowed to say at LA City Hall.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640. Welcome to Mo on the Movies.
Oh, Red.
Don't be ridiculous, darling. It's Mo on the Movies.
Kiss me.
Not a chance.
Who doesn't like a good movie twist? Slash Film lists the 15 best movie plot twists of all time, according to Slash Film. And Mark Ronner, let me just say right now, it's going to make you very, very angry. Very angry.
You think?
Yes.
Why do you think so?
Because I look at some of these movies and I think, okay, this is recency bias, and you haven't seen a lot of movies.
Okay.
That sort of thing.
Now,
All right.
you didn't tell me about this before we got on the air, so I don't have any alternate list or anything of my own. So you're just going to spring this stuff
That's
on
fine.
everybody.
Yes, and I just want your natural response. That's all. I'm not going to do this in any particular order. Primal Fear, 1990, Richard Gere.
I barely remember that. Is that the one with
Exactly.
Edward Norton, who? Let me get IMDb up here. I think I remember the movie you're talking about.
Yeah, and I don't. Yes, Edward Norton.
Well, the twist is just that he turns out to be the bad guy. In the
Correct.
end.
Correct.
Yeah. So what?
Exactly. Atonement.
Oh, that's really good. Atonement's terrific.
Okay, so you're okay with that one?
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
It's worth a watch.
All right. Chinatown. I'll allow it.
One of the all-time greatest.
Yes.
With the great Jerry Goldsmith score.
Do you remember Christopher Nolan's The Prestige?
Yeah,
About the
also
musicians?
a magnificent movie. Yeah, there were
That
two
one I really liked.
There were 2 that came out around the same time that were a lot the same, and Edward Norton was in the other one of those. The Prestige is the better of the 2.
Yes, and that has a twist where the magician actually has a clone that he's using to do the trick.
Well,
of a drowning trick.
Yeah, many of them, and each time it's a new iteration of him. And so at the end of the movie, you see these scores and scores of corpses of the same person.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a real shocker, and I'm glad we could ruin it for everybody just now.
Well, but that's the whole point. I mean, we're telling you, these movies are not new, with the exception of movies like Get Out. I don't know how Get Out got on this list. I don't think that was a great twist. It was just, that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't agree. This one I agree with. Plot twist. The 1968 Planet of the Apes, Statue of Liberty.
Oh, one of the all-time best from an original script by Rod Serling, although I don't think he did the final one. But yeah, terrific.
We'll agree with that one. What about Insidious?
What?
Exactly. Denis Villeneuve.
No, what's the title?
Insidious, Incendies.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, either do I, so it can't be all that great. How about Old Boy? I know you know Old Boy.
Yeah, that's got kind of a sick twist. Do you want to spoil it?
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I haven't seen it.
Well, if you're sure you want me to spoil it, I believe that
Listen to Josh Brolin.
Well, no, I haven't seen the remake with Brolin. I saw the original one. I believe that the ex-con winds up having an affair with somebody who turns out to be his daughter.
Oof.
Little nasty.
Oof.
Ouch, yeah.
Did you ever see The Others?
Yes, of
I
course.
did, and I loved it. And that was a twist I did not see coming. And I'll say this, since we're just ruining it. The Others, like you know you're watching a horror movie, you know you're watching a ghost story, and then it's revealed at the end that the central characters are the ghosts, but you're only looking at it through the ghost's eyes. They think they're being haunted when they're actually haunting the house.
Yeah, and it was in the tradition of those really good Gothic stories like The Turn of the Screw and The Innocents, the Deborah Carr movie. The Others is really good.
Saw, the original.
Don't.
That's on the list.
Get out of here
That
with
was
that.
great. What are you talking about? The plot twist was the killer was sitting on the floor the whole time.
Yeah.
What? Please.
He was
Please.
Okay.
Yeah, he was chilling. He was motionless.
With all his brains hanging out, like, oh yeah, that's, you don't expect that. But after that, it wasn't good. But that one was good.
One that I have that should be on the list is a movie called Imposter with Gary Sinise.
I'm not sure I've seen that.
Are you serious? I am so surprised. Is in 2001, had Madeline Stowe, Vincent D'Onofrio. In the future, an alien race has infiltrated Earth, and they've cloned people, if you will. And there's a way they're trying to figure out who is human and who's not human. I think it's a Philip K. Dick story.
Now that you mention it, I probably did see it, but I sure didn't retain much of it.
As it turned out, throughout the whole movie, Gary Sinise is being persecuted because everyone thinks that he's an imposter. And these clones don't know that they are actually imposters. And when they find out, they like self-detonate. And it's not until the end that you realize Gary Sinise is actually the imposter the whole time. You know what also needs to be on this list, and it's not? No Way Out, Kevin Costner.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good twist.
That's a great twist. It's one of those things where, like, it was in front of you the whole damn time. You just didn't want to believe it.
Yeah, everybody got jaw dropped by that twist. I remember seeing that when it came out, and Kevin Costner and what was it? Wasn't Gene Hackman in that?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a terrific one. And Sean Young was in that.
Sean Young. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand why they don't have those. They don't have the Crying Game on this list. That was a big deal back then.
Yeah, that was quite a twist.
You could say that again.
Maybe not the kind of twist you want to see while you're watching the movie with your whole family.
But see, that's the whole thing. It was something that had never been done. It was a complete shock to everyone. Now, in today's world, maybe not so much. But back then, by all means. Now, what they do have on this list, Fight Club, I don't know.
Yeah?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
That was solid.
Yeah. I would pick Memento over Fight Club. But that's just me.
Well, I mean, put it in there too.
Yeah. Empire Strikes Back, I guess.
Wait, what's the twist in that?
I am your father.
Oh, okay. All right.
and you just kissed your sister with your tongue down her throat. Okay, anyhow. The Sixth Sense, I suppose.
That's kind of what the Russian judges will mark you down if you don't include. The
right.
whole movie
That
is
was
the twist.
That was, yeah.
But for me, and I said this the first time I saw the movie, and I've said it every time since, and I've rewatched it to confirm my suspicions, all the dead people in the movie were held to one rule. Like, they were in the same state as when they died, with the exception of Bruce Willis, who changed clothes like 3-4 times.
Oh, so this is a wardrobe-based critique that you're inflicting.
No, but I'm saying once you create the rules in the movie, I expect you to adhere to them. You're not really, it's not a misdirection when you're not playing by your own rules that you set up. Dead people stay as they are. Bruce Willis changed clothes. So there's no reason to think that he's one of the dead people.
I think the biggest twist in that movie was that it was essentially the only trick that director had in his bag.
No, I thought the Village was a decent trick. Improbable, but still a decent trick.
Reasonable people can disagree on that one. I got to the end of that and thought, okay.
What about Psycho?
Magnificent. In fact, I just rewatched Psycho for the first time in a really long time recently. It is just a stone cold masterpiece.
So we agree with some of this list, but not all of this list.
It's not as bad as the best neighborhood list, I'll tell you that.
Well, that's not saying much. Yeah, but there are a lot of movies with plot twists that I would have much rather had on this list. I would have never put Get Out on this list. It says to me like you only started watching movies in 2008.
I like Get Out, but it doesn't belong on this list.
That's my point.
Like you said, it wasn't a plot twist. It was pretty good, but it wasn't a plot twist.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh my gosh. No, it's like, oh, that's interesting. That's a news story, but it wasn't a plot twist. Anyhow, we're right. They're wrong. Mark, why don't you do your list one time?
Well, I didn't have any time to prep, so I didn't have any in mind.
I'm just saying, in the future, we ought to get your list of the greatest plot twists ever.
Yeah, sure thing. No sweat.
It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We are live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We have your horoscope when we come back.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And here is your weekly horoscope for this week. Aries, you'll feel unstoppable this month. But that enthusiasm will only work in your favor as long as you channel it into productive tasks, rather than challenging everyone to impromptu arm wrestling matches. Your fiery energy will propel you forward like a rocket on a mission. Just don't forget to tie your shoelaces before you sprint towards greatness. Taurus, your determination will reach epic proportions this month, especially when it comes to defending your deeply held beliefs, like the sanctity of weekend brunch. Embrace your stubborn streak, but consider compromising on the pineapple on pizza debate. It's not worth losing friends over. The hell it isn't. Do not compromise with fruit on pizza.
I've got some in the refrigerator right now that I'll share with you. That's got some pineapple on it.
I don't eat leftovers, and I definitely don't touch pizza with pineapple on it.
No olives though, which I know will be disappointing for you.
That's a hell no, but pineapple's hell no. Gemini, since we're talking to you, Mark Ronner, your ability to multitask will reach new heights this month as you handle your to-do list with the precision of a synchronized swimmer in a shark tank. Be ready to defend yourself with confidence when you end up accidentally replying to your boss with a not another stupid meeting that could have been an email meme.
I don't like this. Is there any mention in the horoscope about requiring a Xanax?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right.
It is what it is. Cancer. That would be Stefan. Your sensitivity reaches new levels this month, whether you find yourself misty-eyed over a heartwarming pet adoption video or full-blown ugly crying while watching a particularly sentimental episode of The Walking Dead. Go ahead and embrace your emotional side. Just remember, crying over spilled coffee is only acceptable when it's a double shot latte. Leo, your charisma will be off the charts this month, but so will your tendency to accidentally hit reply all. So proceed with caution. Your natural charm and magnetic personality are superpowers. But just remember that not everyone appreciates unsolicited autographs. Virgo, your perfectionist tendencies will go unmatched this month as you fully embrace your inner Monica Geller and go all in on alphabetizing your spice rack according to their molecular weights. Beware of overanalyzing your pet's horoscope. It's just a goldfish. Libra. Balance is the name of the game this month as you navigate the delicate art of compromise. Remember, moderation is important in everything, except when it comes to dessert. Embrace your diplomatic nature, but stand strong in negotiations over who gets control of the TV remote. Do they have TV remotes anymore?
Yeah.
I just use my phone. I use the app on my phone.
No, the Apple, we have a remote for the TV to control all. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You use your phone to control the TV.
Yes, I do. I have the Roku app on my phone, and I also have the Google TV app on my phone to control the TV.
That's too much. Too much for your phone.
Yeah, I just want an app. I just need to give me the app in my hand. I have to separate app from TV.
Yeah.
Separation of the two has to be.
I don't see why, but okay, whatever works for you. And I can also have it where I can feed the audio from the TV into my phone if I just want to listen in headphones. It's kind of cool. It's very cool.
I've got the Amazon Fire Stick, which I like to use while eating pineapple on pizza.
Heretic. Scorpio, here you go, Twala. Your mysterious aura will intrigue everyone this month. Just remember, lurking in shadows can be creepy. It might lead to a misunderstanding with law enforcement. Channel your intensity into meaningful connections and resist the urge to freak out the office intern with cryptic messages. It's less film noir, more awkward HR meeting.
Wow.
That says a lot about you, Twala. I think a lot less of you now. I'm disappointed. Sagittarius, it's me. Adventure awaits me this month, promising excitement and spontaneous moments. But heads up, impromptu dance-offs in the grocery store may not end as well as they do in your imagination.
You're going to break a hip.
I'm going to start breakdancing. Yep. Embrace the thrill of adventure when your wanderlust leads you to accidentally book a flight to the wrong continent.
You're getting renditioned.
Or deported, one of the two.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah.
Tomato.
Capricorn, your ambitious nature will propel you towards success this month. Just make sure to wear your lucky socks to all meetings. You never know when they might tip the scales in your favor. Avoid overthinking your morning coffee choice. It's not a thesis topic. Aquarius, your innovative spirit is on overdrive this month. Whether you're scribbling genius concepts on the back of napkins or discussing quantum physics with the neighbor's cat, lean into your eccentricity and challenge the status quo. Just be sure to touch down to earth before the aliens recruit you as their new leader. Pisces, where do you find this stuff, Twala? Pisces, your whimsical nature is on full display this month as your imagination is like a wild ocean, swirling with fantastical ideas and dreams. Whether you're doodling unicorns in the margins of your meeting notes or daydreaming about starting a commune for retired circus animals, let your creativity flow freely. Beware of getting lost in thought while grocery shopping. You might accidentally bring home a llama instead of milk.
Yeah.
And that's your horoscope for this week?
Yes. I learned a lot. I actually learned
What
a
did
lot.
you learn?
I learned I may need to leave the office interns alone. What is this?
Have you learned nothing since this Me Too movement started?
Look, no, not sending any angry emails. Definitely will not be sending
That's always
any
been my
cryptic
issue.
Angry emails.
I have sent some angry emails in my lifetime, and I've tried the whole backspace, delete, leave the computer, come back later, and then reformulate your thoughts. And I still write the same angry ass email. It's hit send. And it makes me feel so much better. It just does.
It may in the moment, but you always want to wait to hit send with one of those flame on the job emails.
And for me, yeah, less film noir, more awkward HR meeting. I'm like, oh, okay, don't send that email.
Yeah. Twala's seen me send some angry emails.
They have been good. Oh, they've been good.
Oh, they've been some scorchers. When I sent them, it's like, yeah, I told that motherfucker exactly where I stand. Next thing I know is, Mo, can you give me a call? We need to talk about this email that you sent to everyone in the company, including the president. No lie.
Yeah, we're all a big fan of that. Can you talk?
Yes. Yes. You got a moment?
Yeah.
I need to talk to you. You know who that is, right? You got a moment? It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
Common sense left California a long time ago. We're bringing it back.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.